Welcome back, guys, to our channel, Move Up with Mike, michaelglass.com. We always like to thank you guys for coming out and joining our community as we try to become financially literate, to achieve our financial freedom, and to invest better. Please hit the like, subscribe button down at the bottom so that you can also join our community. As always, we would like to start off with our disclaimers. Whatever you do, it's on you. We're here for informational, educational purposes. Invest at your own risk. So this is our weekend review. We kind of go over what happened during the past week economically, across the world, globally. We look at some of our charts of our leaders, our FANG stocks, and we also look at gold and crude. And then we have education spotlight at the end. You guys know I always like to start off with a quote. Warren Buffett said, "Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing." And a lot of people say what we do is risky, investing is risky, but when you have an actual plan and you're following your plan, that plan kind of speak out of both sides, because if you truly have a plan, then you define your risk. You know how much you're risking in order to achieve your target. However, that doesn't mean your plan is risky, because again, you're trading with a purpose, you understand what's going on, and therefore it's not risk, it's a calculated decision. So when we look at the week that was, we see for the most part our three major indices all fell fractionally for the week. Um, and thus last week we had the NASDAQ actually creep to positive for 2020, but because we fell for the week, we are now down for the year on the NASDAQ. The Dow Jones and S&P 500 are also down, but you can see they're down over 10% for the year. But again, they were down over 25%, so they've come back rather nicely. Gold rose 2% for the week, and crude had another. Last week I believe was 25%. This week they're 20%, still down 55% for the year. And you'll see that we're really at a nice crucial resistance level right now when we pull up the charts. So what happened this week? Again, we're saying that the Nasdaq is leading the market. On Friday, the House passed a $3 trillion HEROES Act. Of course, the Senate has said that they're not going to do anything with it, but it's important to know that Congress is doing something, and hopefully there will be more movement one way or the other. Again, our issue is not to pick political sides. Our issue is to know what's coming down the pipeline so that we can trade efficiently. Fed Chair Powell said that the effects of the pandemic is worse on the economy than World War II. And he has been a big proponent for additional stimulus for not just companies. The Fed has begun its debt buying policy, I believe, with the corporate debt, with the ETFs this week. And of course, their Main Street lending program is out there. But Fed Chair Powell said that it's important to send money to people. So we shall see if we will get another stimulus check. And I should say there's a lot of politics about this. And again, our job is not to be political. Our job is to trade. And so, yes, the House passed it. And yes, they say it's dead on arrival. But that doesn't mean that they don't want more stimulus. McConnell has said that he is not against more stimulus. Trump has said he's not against more stimulus. Um, of course, they're against some of the other things that are in the bill. So let the negotiations begin. I believe McConnell has said that he's not going to look at anything until Memorial Day, after Memorial Day. Overseas news, again, we have this potential ramping up of the China trade deal. Trump, the administration has implied that they're going to block shipment of semiconductors to the Huawei company. Again, that oh, I see a typo there, but that raises the tension, and again, that the market does not like that. We also saw this week that JCPenney has filed for bankruptcy, and that's really real important for two reasons. Um, on Friday, U.S. April retail slipped more than expected. It fell over 16%. They're expecting 12%. Um, and as we go forward into this week, you're going to see um, the earnings, we have several retail companies coming. So we already have J.C. Penney filing for bankruptcy. They report this week. Kohl's reports this week. Target reports this week. Lowe's reports this week. So they can speak to the consumer. And if they come out and say the consumer is dead, and obviously think about that. I mean, as all of our states are opening up, I think the majority of states have opened up one way or another. But do you feel comfortable? I don't know. That's something for you to determine. Again, not political, not asking you to pick a side. But again, as we trade that, you have to think whether you feel comfortable going out shopping into a mall, sitting down at a restaurant, flying on a plane, going on a cruise. Whether you feel comfortable about that. As an investor, as a trader, you have to think, does the population as a whole, at large, do they feel it? And if they don't, if you believe they don't, not they or not you, but they, then how is that going to impact the economy, and how is that going to affect the companies you're investing in? Your job is to be a trader. We got Fed Chair Powell speaking a couple times this week. So Tuesday morning he's testifying, and then Thursday afternoon he's speaking. So that's probably going to be the big movement of the market this week. Let's pull up the charts and take a look. Okay, so here we are with the S&P 500, and one of the things we talked about was this channel that we had stepped it into. Again, resistance up here around 2950, support down here around 2800. Don't remember where I drew this line way over here. But you can kind of see there's, again, some support going around here around 2775 level there. It's truly the bottom of the range. I know I have it a little bit higher. I have to go back and see why I have the line right here. But just looking at the action that we're at right now, I should drop this line down to about there. So what's important? So we accepted into this region. We're beginning the cycle. What's going to be our catalyst to move us back, A, to the top, and B, above? Again, let Congress come to an agreement. That could be a stimulus. Let there not be spikes regarding the virus and people being able to go back out and spend money. That should be positive for the S&P 500. But until we see something one way or the other, we're probably going to stay in our range before we retest the highs. Now, even though I say that, when we pull up some of our FANG stuff, you're going to see that they're kind of, that's in Netflix. So here we are. And again, we came up to this and kind of fell right off to this, and now we're finding support. So this is our range. Gold, last week we talked about gold being in a downward wedge, and then we broke out of that. We talked about this line last week. We did come down, find support in this, and then we have come right on through. So we're getting ready to retest 1788 up there. We do have some wicks in here around 1762, which is basically where we wicked up to on Friday. So that's going to be interesting. Again, as we create more money, print more money, and weaken the dollar, that's going to be good for gold. Crude, also, as we talked about earlier, making a run. Up 25% last week, 20% this week. So there it is. If you look at where we are right now, at just above 29, that matches into the wicks that we see right here. So this is certainly a key level. If we get above that, we can retest the gap down level of just under $35. If not, this is where we fell last time. So if we're going to fall again, this is a place for us to fall. And I'm saying we're going to go all the way down here 1950, but this is a key resistance level. And so this is either, again, we can either fall lower or we can head back up and test the gap down level. What about our FANG stocks? We're going to see they're closer to the high. Again, here's our level. We accepted above it. That we did come right down, but where did we come down to? We came down to this little gap area here. We gapped up to here, pulled back, and went up. So we got above it, pulled back, basically to that same level, and we shot back up on Friday. So I would still say we're accepted into this level. We did spend a day back into this level. We just popped our head above it. I don't know. I don't know. I think if you go with what we said with the S&P 500, you're looking at this. We're really in this range here, um, but the what's keeping me saying that we're above is let's go to some of the other ones here, and you'll see um, that we're for the most part above into the top range versus the middle range here. So here's down. Actually, didn't never really close. We gap lower and closed back above it. So we're staying above that 305 level. Again, are we going to go retest the 327 highs again? Possibly. Definitely watch this 305 level. If we close above it, you can see this uptrend line as we came down, kind of retested it. So that's going to be interesting also. Amazon showing some strength. Um, Testing the wicks of all of this right here. We got this little one way up here, but where we are here, we've struggled getting above 24.15. But what's good is on our pullback here, we didn't actually come all the way down to 21.85. So you can argue that this is our new level here, 22.50, 58. You know, I tend to round up or down here, so don't quote me on the specific number over there. But so this is held. So this is a new level, and then again, we haven't been able to get above 24.13. So that's definitely something to watch. Facebook, Apple, Netflix. Netflix is our one that's going to be not only at the highs but technically making a new swing high here. So that's certainly impressive. And of course, what's going on? People are home. People are watching Netflix. So Netflix is certainly showing strength. Came down, tested our level, and has been moving up ever since. And finally, Google. Google's kind of like Facebook. Google has been our weakest of our FANG stocks. Never got above this into this zone. At least Facebook got into this zone. So Google has some movement to get back up there, but we're still in the middle, still accepting this in the middle, top middle of this range here. Um, and we're just kind of going sideways. So I don't really see, besides our nice uptrend since the low, um, Google, like I said, is the weakest of our FANG stocks. And the last thing I want to say is this week we're going to start our You Make the Call video series, and we're just going to take requests from you, our subscribers, our fans, our supporters, and send me a stock. And each day I'm going to just put together a video called You Make the Call. I'll give you some technical analysis about it. We'll go look at some of the fundamental analysis about it, and then we'll try to have a decision on whether or not it's a buy or it's a short. So our focus for the month of May for our education spotlight has been order flow and specifically footprint charts. Because a lot of people are interchanging order flow with price action. And when I'm referring to order flow, I'm really talking about looking inside the candles, and I really am talking about footprints, bid ask, numbers bars, whatever your platform calls it. Looking inside the candles and being able to see what's going on can give you better insight than just seeing a candle. Um, I was in a webinar yesterday, and I was asking a question, and it really exposed how, even though I believe in order flow and I believe in the looking inside the candles, but I still think because so much of my trading was built on candlesticks, and so I'm asking questions about higher highs and lower lows and how that defines the price action. And the commentator, the presenter, talked about you have to think vertically. Price action moves up and down, it doesn't move left to right. Time moves left to right, but price moves up and down. And his point was, yeah, lower highs, higher lows, but there's also absorption and exhaustion. And again, I know don't focus in on terminology and what it means. Just focus on what I'm trying to tell you, which is you have to begin to look at the numbers. And so I'm recommending Trading Research Group. Little things going to pop out here, or might have already popped out. They are great for teaching to think vertically. I mean, that's my new thing. it was them that said it, so I'm not stealing their thing, but you have to be able to look at the chart and see what's going on inside to make an educated case for what might be happening in the future. Also, you guys know that we are going to do a trading room, try to help people pass the gauntlet. That's going to start in June. I've just been working on the back end, getting things together. You look at some of our other videos, and we'll explain to you why. But we've passed these combines and gauntlets, and we want to help you pass it. And we're going to have a free room that we're going to start off just to get feedback. And it's not, I am, as much as I love to talk, it's not a talk room. Everybody's going to be there, even our traders, not necessarily a part of our normal community. We're there to trade, and so we're there to share insight. But again, michaelglass.com / trading room. Make sure you put the hyphen inside the trading room. Sign up. You'll get an email letting you know the information that you need to come out and hang with us. So if you're going to do that, you need to sign up for a combine or a gauntlet. I'm recommending the gauntlet because of some of the rules. Trading Top Step Trader has changed some of the rules, so I prefer Earn to Trade. So michaelglass.com / gauntlet gets you signed up for the gauntlet, and then again, like I said, we will be starting off in June with the free room. Again, if you're looking for learning about order flow, michaelglass.com / education HTML, that gets you to the Trader Research Group. Great video, learn at your own pace, great insight, and they've got a lot of great. I just told you I was in a webinar yesterday. They got webinars all the time. Great content. Take your trading to the next level. Pretty much move up with Mike on all social media on Facebook. Learn the truth about money. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.